What is going on, Buckeye Nation? We are back. It is a beautiful Sunday morning, and we are back with another edition of Walks Buckeye Talks. Uh, what a great week of college football game, weekend of college football Saturday. Saw a couple upsets, saw a couple big games going down, and unfortunately, my Buckeyes we took a loss last night, man. Very unfortunate. I thought this team could go undefeated, but it's good to get one out early. Still got a lot of football games. Still got a lot of big games with plenty of at stake. So hey man, here's what it is. Before we get started, man, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Man, let's dive deep, man. Let's dive into this Oregon Ohio State matchup, man. Uh, Overall, it was a great game, man. It was a great game. First half was pretty sloppy. Saw a couple of plays that was here and there. I thought the first drive was beautiful, even though I feel like we got away with a interception, but it was a good ball though. That wasn't Wilhar's fault. The tight end, Kazmarek, he fumbled the ball, but it went our way. We got up, snapped it quick, so we got away with one and went out there and drove the football, scored. Beautiful, man. It was beautiful. And you did everything. Just like this offense, this team, man, like I love the way it just works. It works. It grinds. I love those long drives. And we proved it all last night. We went down and drove. I think the Oregon's first possession, I think we got to stop. We got the ball back, and then that's where the wacky stuff goes into, right? Quinshawn Junkins got the ball ripped out from him, so that's a fumble. So you give them a short field, they go in and score, uh, and then if I'm not mistaken, I think we get the ball, and we walk it down and scored again. Like I don't think it was, the offense did its job. You know what I mean? Like went down and scored again. Beautiful drive. Uh, and then they Oregon gets the possession, and this is where unfortunately our defense didn't play their best last night. And I think that they just didn't. It wasn't. I always say when it comes to talent equated games, especially in like football, even in basketball, it's about timely stops. You know, you're not going to shut down a top five team or a top 10 team, especially in college. They're going to score, you know what I mean? But it's about those timely stops. It's about those momentum stops that you need to get the ball back to the offense or a turnover or a big third down stop. I just feel like we just didn't do that, man. I just feel like we didn't do that all night. I feel like we were always a step behind. And, just credit to Oregon, you know what I mean? Credit to Oregon. But like I said, we have 14-6 with a chance to maybe get a stop, defense get a stop, and our offense is in a good rhythm. And boom, we give up a deep ball. You know what I mean? I think it was uh Denzel Burke got beat deep. You know what I mean? So it's just something that can't happen. You know what I mean? That's good. That's when you're on the road, you try to steal the momentum. And we just didn't quite do that on the defensive end, and that they scored, you know what I mean? So now it's 14-12 because they missed the extra point. And then we give the ball back. If I'm not mistaken, this is the we get the ball back before they get the ball, and it was back and forth, and then they end up getting a field goal at halftime. So we down, if I'm not mistaken, we're down. Uh, oh, I'm sorry, we go down and score again. Sorry, we go down and score again. So now it's 21-15 because they got a field goal. It's 21-15. And like I said, I don't think our offense was humming all game, man. I thought Chip did a good job. I don't know. I don't know, man. I guess everybody views football differently. It's, subjective. People was complaining about Chip Kelly's play calling early. Thought it was pretty good. I think some people just think that we could just go out there. You have to set things up. You know what I mean? The other team is good also. You just can't go out there and say, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're too easy to defend. So I thought he played a decent game. I thought he called a great game, especially early on. Travion Henderson popped off one. Like the offense was humming. And then it's like from there, you lost Tegra early, losing Josh Simmons, and we'll get to that later on. But man, I think that's offensively that changed the game in my opinion. How our running schemes, you probably couldn't, from plays that you might had or plays that you might have wanted to call. You probably don't feel comfortable and you got a backup left tackle. It's just that was a big loss, man. And I don't think people was talking about that enough about this team. But once again, we up 21-15 and defenses needs that stop, right? We get a stop and we score either a field goal or another touchdown before half. I think it was like 3 minutes left. I mean, you're talking about a whole different ball game. Unfortunately, we gave up another deep ball, Denzel Burke, and it was a 48-yard touchdown. So halftime, they're up one, 22-21. But I didn't think that we played a bad first half. I thought the offense we scored every time we got in the red zone. Like the offense did its job, man. Like you want to discredit, Ryan Day's team. We can't run the ball. We're not physical. Um, we last year we were terrible in the red zone. Like we scored every time we got to the red zone, we scored. You know what I mean? Like I think well, except hold on, let me see. I think we get kicked a field goal. Yeah. So one field goal late in the game. We didn't score late in the game. But for the most part, we did our job, especially that first half, we did our job. We ran the ball. It was just our defense gave up too many explosive plays in that first half. And I think that current theme it came back to hunt us, especially in that first half, because I feel like we had a lot of momentum. Our offense was dictating pace. We were doing what we needed to do, but losing Tegra early and Cerebral looked like, I mean, that D tackle was manhandling him. Though that interior was really good, but and then losing Josh Simmons, man, that's huge, man. And that was the first half, though, right? We gave up. We fumbled. They got like a onside kick or something they tried, and I mean it just was a bang bang play. I don't think the guy he tried to jump. He tried like it was just a bang bang play. The ball sometimes it whirls to your favor. So they stole two extra possessions and we're down one. Like as Buckeye fans, you had to feel good. And we were establishing a lot of scrimmage. Our offensive line was humming. We were running the ball good with Travion. And then second half, they get the ball. They get the ball. The defense did their job. They stopped them. I think even though they picked up like a 37, 39, but we stopped them the second drive, the second time. They were on third down. We get the ball back. We go out there and score. Uh, Not mistaken, it was um yeah, Jeremiah Smith. Will Howard rolled out, boom, hit him. So like you had to feel good about the game. Like being out there watching the game from start to finish, it didn't look like Oregon was better than us. And I'm not discrediting Oregon at all. I think they're a really good team. I think they have championship aspirations also, but I didn't feel like they were better than us. I feel like we could do whatever we want on offense for the most part. It was just if we can get those key stops, right? We 28, we up 28-22. I think we're the only team to score in the third quarter. We had a beautiful drive down. If our defense can come out there and get that stop at the beginning of the fourth, right? To get that stop that we need, get that stop. We just couldn't get it, man. And I don't know, a lot of people, Jim Grows is going to take a lot of slack. Uh, I said it from the beginning of this podcast, starting the season. Those guys who are NFL players, if they can up their draft stock, because right now I think that we don't have any first rounders on our defense. That's just how I feel. Not one person should be a first rounder. I think they're more of a third or fourth rounder, maybe a second due to potential like a JT. But I said if we can get those guys to maybe play sub first round type football, JT sneaking to the first, or Jack sneaking to the first, or uh, Denzel Burke, uh, Hancock. Like if we those guys come back, kind of like that 2019 team. People don't understand the notion of that 2019 team, like the Jeff Okudas, the Chase Youngs, who else? The Damon Arnett. They were not that good 2018 or 17. Like though they were young, Damon Arnett was terrible as a corner. You know what I mean? Kuda was young, but Chase Young, the narrative about him in 2018 was that he had no motor. Like, let's not forget the narrative about our players. I think sometimes we get lost in the shuffle. But the 2019, guess what they did? They became first round talents. You know what I mean? They went from man, they're terrible on defense in 2018, and that defense turned around due to those three players in itself. You know what I mean? They became first round talents, and that's what I thought I wanted this defense to see. And unfortunately, this game showed that they're still not there, man. And maybe that's just the narrative of those players, the Jack Sawyers, the JTs. I think Tyreek is good. I think the interior is actually not bad, but the Cody Simons, the Denzel Burks. I think other than Denzel Burke, I thought the secondary played awesome. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they played terrible. Only one guy beat us, and that was I thought Iggy was dominant, man. He was press covering, he was beating up people. Hancock was good enough. I mean, our safeties are safeties. I mean, Latham, he played good to me. I mean, it's hard to tackle if somebody's going full speed in space. Uh Caleb was Caleb. I think it was a good overall game, but our defense in those key moments, it's like when you talk basketball, it's like, can we hold Golden State under 100 points? It's not probably going to happen, right? They shoot the ball too well. Back when they were humming with KD and Steph and Clay, we want to hold them under 100 or 115. That's probably not going to happen. But if you can get those key stops that you need to get the offense humming or get the offense back, and you can get up a few points late in the game, they give you a cushion. And I just feel like we never did that. So, uh, let me get my direction back. So we up 28-22, head into the fourth. Oregon scores on a 27-yard pass. I'm sorry, run by Dylan Gabriel. Once again, if you know anything about football, you've been watching our DNs. Yes, I want the pass rush, but they're too undisciplined with their eyes, how they play. They just run up the field sometimes. And JT, as good as he can be or was, it just was if he just did his job, if he just did his job instead of trying to make the home run hit, he just did his job, set the edge as DNs are supposed to. I mean, that was his play to have. He crashed down on a running back, which if you look, Ty Hamilton had him. He wouldn't have got more than 2 or 3 yards. Instead, he went for a 27-yard touchdown. They're up one. And then it's a back and forth game, and then we march it down the field, and we got to settle for a field goal. So we up 31-29. Me personally, I feel good. Like I really feel like our defense, I feel like this was the time to get our turnover, right? I feel like this was our time to get one turnover, and we just once again the defense they just lack turnover ability, man. And it was the Achilles heel last year, just making it difficult for our offenses, just making it challenging throws. And I feel like we just didn't do a good job of that today. We didn't challenge throws like we wanted to, like we needed to. And they go down there and hit the field goal. I bet our defense did stop them on a third and goal because you score a touchdown there, it's probably over, right? They still fighting. To me, that was a key stop, but it wasn't enough. And then we get it. Omeka gets a big gain and we get it down there to field goal range and with maybe what 15, 16 seconds left, and then Jeremiah gets called for offensive pass interference, which you know, you know, uh, you don't want it to get to that call. You don't want to say that was the game defining call. It definitely swayed the game. It wasn't the reason why Ohio State lost, but it definitely swayed it because you get that. I mean, you still got a timeout. You run the ball, you get a few more yards. It's probably ball game, but that moves you back 15. Now you got like 10 seconds left to try to get an extra 15. Uh, so it was just one of those games, man. Like I said, and unfortunately, Will was trying to make a play and the time ran out. It's definitely you hate to lose like that on the road when you feel like like I said, I didn't get from that game that Oregon was that much better than us. You know what I mean? Or if better than us at all. I really didn't. But sometimes it's how the cookie crumbles when you're on the road. That's college, man. But credit to Oregon, man. They played a really good game, turnover free. I don't think we sacked the quarterback all game, man. Credit to them, man. They rose to the occasion, and our defense didn't. But as far as stats, man, I thought Will Howard, the positives, in my opinion, for a quarterback or quarterback play. Obviously, I think every Ohio State quarterback is going to get the CJ Stroud comparison or Justin Fields or Dwayne Haskins, whatever you might feel. So anything after that, like Kyle McCord didn't really stand a chance because he was coming behind CJ Stroud. So anything that wasn't CJ Stroud was going to be looked upon as a failure. But I couldn't be more impressed with Will Howard, man. He was composed, nothing rattled him. He made some plays with his feet. I just wanted him to maybe scramble a couple of times, get some of those big first downs with his feet because I think he can be an asset running. But man, I thought he played well. He was under control. Couple plays here and there, but Gabriel had a couple of them too. It wasn't like it was like glaring. Both quarterbacks played really well. Only couple that I can think of was when it was like 3rd and 4 and the ball hit off his hand. So that was a bad possession. I think they went down and got the field goal. And just the last was the last play, but that doesn't determine how he played. I'm not the type of player, yes, certain plays you think about more, but I thought Will Howard balled, man. I thought he balled. I thought the receivers balled. Jeremiah is a special talent. Mecca's special. Carnell, like I thought they did a great job, man. There wasn't the offense problem in my opinion. Uh, I thought Trey ran hard, Junkins ran hard. He just had the costly fumble. You know what I mean? And you just can't have that. You can't have that in games, man. That's like this team has been doing that as of late. It's like a turnover here and there. When stuff has got going, but. Offensive line, the first half, I thought they were dominant, until Tegra went out, until Josh Simmons got hurt. I think that kind of changed the game plan because now you have to probably, put two tight ends and you gotta, shade that side and leave a lot of people single cover. But I even Josh Fryer, I thought he played well. Like Donovan was okay. I think he's another overrated player, overrated Buckeye in my opinion. I think he's good, but he's not good when you need him to be good. McLaughlin was good. Like Tegra was really good when he was in there. Like I thought our line played good. I don't think that was the issue. Like it wasn't like, man, they're just dominating us up front. I thought we did what we wanted to do when we had to. Second half, we kind of, did run the ball effectively, but once again, you lost your left tackle. You lost Tegra was banged up. Like you lose two starters, even though Tegra came back the second half, you don't know what type of shape he was in. So, that like I said, that Josh Simmons was big, man. Was huge. Think that might change the whole season, to be honest with you. I know people don't want to hear that, but that was a big loss because he was becoming a first round talent left tackle. Like some of those mock drafts had him, excuse me, had him as a first round talent, man. So that was huge, man. But I thought the offense played good. Jeremiah was 6'9" receptions, 100 yards. Let me see what a mech was. Uh, Emeka was 10 catches, 93, like two, but both had touchdowns. Carnell only had one catch. I wish they would have got him more involved, but I thought we did a good job, man. Like Will Hart was 28 of 35, 326, uh, two touchdowns, a QBR of 93.4. Like he balled. Like if you had any questions regarding Will Hart, man, he balled to me. You know what I mean? Like I'll be the first to say, like, man, he's not. He may be a little better than McCord, but he's definitely not in the upper echelon of CJ Stroud. Obviously, CJ Stroud is different, but I tell you what, man, I'll eat my words. Will Howard's a darn good quarterback, man, a darn good quarterback, and you can win big games with Will Howard. I really feel that way. He showed me something. He showed a lot of heart. When they were answering, he was calm. He came back there. They drove. A couple plays here and there, but for the most part, man, I thought Will Howard was really good. So now the defensive side, they gave up 32. I mean, it was 28-22 heading to the fourth. So you think, say, Oregon, I don't know what their average is, but uh, they had 22 going into the fourth in these type of games. That's really good. They ended the game with 32. So to me, I don't feel like they played terrible. You know what I mean? They just didn't get those timely stops and they didn't make their presence feel. I didn't feel the defense out there. I feel like we were just holding on for dear life. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we gave up some gas play runs. Like the Jordan James was 23 carries, 115. You know, I feel like when it was good. But Gabriel was 23 of 34, 341, two touchdowns. Like he was balling, man. And uh, Evan Stewart, 7 catches, 149. That was the difference of the game. And Tez Johnson, their lead receiver, he had 7 catches, 75 for a touchdown. His longest one 48, and Evan Stewart was 69. So, uh, yeah, that was the difference of the game, man. Our secondary didn't show up. Uh, Secondary didn't show up. Linebackers missed a couple tackles. But like I said, if you know defense, the front works with the back. So if the front is not doing their job, stopping a run and getting pressure with four, doing what you're supposed to do with guys who are veteran guys who you thought maybe could really be dominant this year. If they can't get pressures and break 101, beat 101s, it's kind of hard to secondary to hold off that long. There's no excuse for Denzel Burke. He kept biting on double moves. I don't understand why. Uh, and I've always and like I said, this podcast is not the trash players. I'm not going to get on here and call for people jobs or down talk corners or players. That's not. I'm a Buckeye fan through and through, but I've always thought that's just my opinion. I've always thought Denzel Burke was a little overrated, man. Even besides this game, it has nothing to do with this game. I've always thought the way he gets talked about, the way he gets compared to like the Denzel Wards and the Marshawn Lattimore's, Chris Gamble's, uh, your Bodie, like I can go on and on. Sean Springs, like I feel like he's slightly overrated in my opinion. You know what I mean? I've always felt that way. Our greats. Gary Conley was really good. Guys who, in my opinion, who like you could trust them on the island. You can trust them to do their job, to be physical, to they may get beat once or twice, but for the most part, they make it difficult for the receiver. He just to me, he's always been a little overrated, man. I always feel like that. I feel like he doesn't have the attributes to be a really lockdown corner. He's not tall, he's not long, he's not quick, he's not fast, but he's good. He's good, but I don't, and I hate to say that about Denzel Burke because I know he's a leader on the team and I know that he's a really good player, but I just always thought he was a little overhyped, man. I always thought Jack Sawyer was a little overhyped. If you just want to, talk about the defense, but I think everybody else, I think they're the real deal. I think JT is good. Tyleek is good. Ty Hamilton, I think Jack Sawyer is slightly overrated. I've always felt that way. Uh, so I don't know, man. The defense didn't impose their will like I thought they was. I thought they played in a lot of these games like this where it was time for them to kind of show and be effective. And this didn't happen, man. Credit the Oregon offensive line, something that, I thought that we had that we kind of had the advantage our D line. And obviously we did, man. The difference of the game was, they ran for 115 and Dylan Gabriel, I mean, I don't think he got hit. I don't think he like other than some plays that he messed up on, fumbling the ball and stuff, like he didn't get sacked. He didn't come close. He didn't feel the presence. And I think that was the difference of the game. We didn't really make them earn anything. Everything was kind of just, have it your way. And then vice versa. I don't feel like Oregon defense did great either. You know what I mean? Like for them to have, I thought our line did good. It's just those timely stops, man, and we never got them. But that's the game, man. Uh, that's my breakdown of it. I just feel like our defense didn't really impose their will like I wanted them to, and they didn't really set the tone like they needed to. And they just made it, they put no pressure on Dylan Gabriel. They didn't they didn't really challenge anything, man. It was kind of even when they spot zone it, like the curl flat area, it was just too easy, too open. And we missed a couple big tackles here and there, man, in space. That's the game, man. I'm upset because obviously I'm a Buckeye fan. I feel like this team is. I feel like the goals are still in front of this team, but it's just rest of the season is definitely important, right? The good thing is you got a lot of big marquee matchups like Texas plays Georgia. Somebody has to take a L. Uh, I think Tennessee plays Georgia. Ole Miss plays Georgia. Like you got a lot of big time games where it doesn't look like people are going to be unscathed. And Oregon, they might run a table. They don't play Penn State. They play Michigan, which I don't know how good Michigan really is, but Oregon, they got Illinois, they got Michigan. They do play Washington at the end, but this home, they play Wisconsin. So, I don't know if they're going to lose. And for Ohio State, we got a bye, which couldn't come at a better time to try to get guys healed up, get better. And then, you got two important games. You got Nebraska, who's looking like they're going to be either one loss team or two loss team coming into Columbus. Then you got a big one against Penn State. You get past those two games. You got Purdue Northwestern out, Purdue at home, Northwestern on the road. Then you finish with two really good teams. So the goals are still in front of us. I don't know how the season's going to shake up. It like it's going to be a crazy season in all conferences. And the goals are still in front. You finish the season strong. You beat Michigan, go to the Big Ten championship. You beat Oregon. This is forgot about. And this to me is what makes a good team. This is what makes a good coach. I hear every time. I know the record. He's 1-6 versus the top five. Kirby Smart's what 1-7 against Alabama. Like, so is Kirby Smart a bad coach because he can't beat Alabama? It's hard to beat good teams, especially on the road. I think Kirby said that perfectly. Like I like Kirby, man. I like him because he's real. It's hard to beat those teams on the road. It's hard to beat Oregon on the road. You know what I mean? Like they fought. Buckeyes showed they showed they are a really good team. They showed some heart. They fought. They battled, and it happens. You lost. You were a play away from kicking a field goal and winning. Like seriously, that has nothing to do with coaching. Yes, the defense needs to play better in big time marquee matchups. You gave up 32. Oregon defense gave up 31. Nobody's gonna talk about Oregon defense because they won. Ohio State did whatever they want to do in Oregon. We're only saying this. If we win 33-32, nobody talks about anything, but Ohio State got a victory. They survived it in Eugene, Oregon. I hate the narrative that when you lose a game is, oh, the house is on fire, fire everybody. No, this still is a really, really talented, really, really good team, man. As long as we'll hire continue players like this rest of the season, we will be in every game to win. I really feel that way. If he continue playing like that and we shore up this offensive line on the left side now, we will be in every game, if not win every game. But losing Josh Timmons will hurt us. But yeah, I just hate the narrative now when every time Ohio State loses, fire day. Man, Ryan Day is a hell of a coach. I don't care what the record is. He's 1-3 versus Michigan. That's the best. First of all, even with that, I hate to get in this little. I'm Benny right now. You played Michigan both times on the road, one time at home in a span. One of the teams were probably Michigan's best team they've ever had in their whole history. They went 15-0 and they won a natty. And one, you played a Michigan team. It was just a perfect storm, snow, like everything was perfect for them, and they won. The only bad loss to me in Michigan was the game that they lost with CJ Stroud 2021. That's the only one I was like, gosh, dang it, we kind of needed that one. Or was it 20? It was 22. Other than that, you played two Michigan teams really good at the big house. Urban Meyer wouldn't have beat those teams. Like I hate that narrative about that. He just got to figure it out. You lost to Missouri last year. We didn't have a quarterback. Our starting quarterback transfer, our backup got hurt. Anybody who lost that game. Our defense, it was 3-3 going into the fourth quarter. Like that happens. Yes, you lost to Oregon at home with a freshman quarterback, a sophomore quarterback. This game, you lost by 1 point. You beat Notre Dame on the road. You beat Notre Dame twice. You beat Clemson. Like I hate the narrative of Ryan Day can't win the big game or he's quote unquote soft, not even coach. Ryan Day's a hell of a coach. If you look around all of college football right now, is Kirby a bad coach? His defense gave up 24 to Mississippi State. Is Kirby a bad coach? Is Alabama? Are they our bad team? They almost got beat again by South Carolina. They got beat by Vanderbilt. Like we got to stop this dumb narrative, man. Like it makes no sense. Ryan Day's a good coach. He lost by 1 point on the road in a game that I feel like we were at least a touchdown better than Oregon. It happens. A play away from winning the game. That's just part of football, man. But this is where I want to see the team grow. This is where you grow. I hate when you have to grow on a loss, but sometimes it's good. This is what coaching comes into play. Let's see a change in 2 weeks against Nebraska. What's dominating Nebraska? This is where it happens. Let's not sleepwalk. Let's not, have hangover effect and you sleepwalk against Nebraska and you're in the fourth quarter in a dogfight. Let's come out there, let's dominate, let's play our game. And then you're going to roll into Penn State. This is where coaching comes in. This is where I define good coaching. After a loss, a heartbreaking loss, can we rally the troops? But this is college football. It's going to be a lot of losses this year. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs this year. Trust me, I can see how the season going. But the Buckeyes will be all right, man. We got to stop this. I just hate this about I hate that. Maybe it's a social media thing. You get on there, it's just like everybody has to get fired and bring Mike Vrabel. No, Luke Fickle. No, like what are we doing, man? Like I don't know, man. But I'm not frustrated as much as I guess other people. I want to go undefeated, but the likelihood of this team was going undefeated again after I know last year we lost to Michigan, we lost to Michigan, so it technically wasn't undefeated, but for the most part of regular season, we were undefeated. I didn't think that was going to happen again. I don't care how good your roster is because teams are different. Every year is a different year. Every year is a different year. I thought this team would lose one either to Oregon or to Penn State this year. Hopefully, they don't lose both, but I really did think that coming into the season, I thought this team would still win the to Big Ten title, but I just thought they wasn't going to go undefeated because of just having new players and just everybody. But 5-1, another bye. Let's get healthy. Let's figure some stuff out on the O line. Let's get to it, man. We got a couple marquee matchups, and we still in it. We go to Penn State, we beat a top team. We back in a top three position. Headed for the Big Ten championship. We beat Michigan. None of this matters. None of this matters. We go to Indianapolis, we win. We get a bye. Like we're in good shape, man. We lost to a really good team on the road. Uh, I just wish our defense make those timely stops. We're hard balled out. I hate that we lost Josh Simmons. That's the biggest thing in my opinion is that we lost Josh Simmons. So I really hate that. But Ohio State's a really good team, man. A really, really good team. So we should be happy for it. Sure up on that defense, make it difficult, and let's go, man. That's my rant for a Sunday morning after a loss, man. It could be worse. We could have lost to freaking Purdue or something. You know what I mean? Like it could always be worse. Lost to a really good team on the road, number three team. That doesn't, think that Ohio State is still a really talented team. So anyway, man, like, share, subscribe, man. I know this is a little bit longer video, but I had to get stuff off my chest, right? And all in all, man, still go Bucks. We still in prime position to do what we need to do, man. So let's get this ball, let's get healthy, and let's sure some things get better, and let's go win it all, man. Peace out.